In what ways does our media product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products?
Our film uses various forms and conventions of real media products throughout the course of the film. The use of camera angles and movement we use, such as medium-long shots, over-the-shoulder shots and tracking, is common in the film theme of thriller that we chose. We understood through our research into thriller and horror short films that these worked well to ensure that the film contained suspense and dramatic aspect, but also made it clear what the plot was without giving too much away.
Our location for our main action scene was set in a forest. This follows a form of convention of real media products, as it is very stereotypical to pick a location like a forest, as it helps to enhance the drama in the scenes like ours. It is also a very isolated location, which made it easier to film, as we were not interrupted by people walking by, which made us able to make our filming time a lot quicker.
We also use a male-looking character as a stalker, which is common in films that include a stalker. However, we challenged this by actually making the stalker turn out to be a female in the end, disguising herself as a boy. The fact that it ended up being two girls in the short thriller film meant that we broke a typical convention of a real media product, as that is something that is rarely ever used.
Another aspect of real media products that was used in our films was the overall layout of the short film. Our research into short films with similar themes made it clear that the stereotypical film layout with a build-up on the main action scene works best to create tension within the build-up to make it as thrilling as we wanted.
We developed a conventional shot used typically in thriller films, the close-up, when the stalker was in the car. Instead of using a traditional close-up on just the eyes and face, we decided that it would look better and be slightly more challenging if we were to try and use the car interior mirror to capture the eyes. This worked well in the end, as it made the stalker almost make eye contact with the audience, which made it add to the suspense.
In our film, we challenge forms and conventions of real media products through our use of editing. In most short films, the title is large on a plain black screen, whereas we decided to put our title over the first few seconds of our moving footage. We did this because we wanted to instantly flow into the film.
Another editing aspect that challenges the normal forms and conventions of a real media product was the flashes of pictures when the action scene was reaching its peak. This is rarely ever seen in short films, yet we thought it would be good to attempt, as it clears up any possible confusion that might occur, and we were happy with the outcome.
For our magazine, we kept it quite traditional to a proper magazine review, and didn't challenge as much as we did with our film. The overall layout of the review followed the conventions of a real media product, as we used our research from reviews in Empire magazine, which we used as a template.
We also included things like our title, which follows the conventions as it is large and bold at the top of the page. This instantly lets people know the film title and maybe gives them a slight insight into our film. The title is placed over the header image, which is also a form and convention of a real media product that we used in the review.
The title image instantly shows the genre of the short film, and we think that the still image from our film that we chose as our header image helps to represent the film and its genre, as it is from a dramatic chase scene. We also used a verdict at the end of our review, which follows the forms that allows the audience to have a concise opinion.
We included a tagline, a secondary image and an amusing joke in the review, which are all part of the forms and convention of a real media product. We wanted to include all these aspects as we wanted our review to look as convincing as professional as we possibly could have it, and we thought that it would make it look like a real review, which was our aim.
We did develop forms and conventions through our analysis of our film. We talked about what could have made our film better, which developed conventions as it sometimes touched upon, but we thought it would be helpful to be completely honest about the film to enhance that realist sense.
For a radio trailer of our film, we challenged quite a lot of media forms and conventions that are often present in radio trailers. For example, we added a lot of sound into the trailer that wasn't in the film itself. For example, we used screams, whispers and a heartbeat. We thought this works really well in the trailer as it represents the tension and drama of the film through sound instead of action, as the sound anchors the drama.
Another thing in the trailer that challenged forms and conventions is how we had two people speaking at the same time instead of one. Using this helped us to create a scary thriller feel that is present in our film. We were happy with the outcome, as it was a risk to take as it is never usually done, but in the end it helped us to show the horror sound better.
The main thing that we challenged whilst doing our radio show was the fact we had a female voice doing our radio voiceover instead of a male voice. This is rarely ever done and clearly challenges a media role and convention. However, we wanted to use the two female voices, as we believe the higher pitch of the voices spoke together worked well to create that creepy effect.
However, there are parts of the radio trailer that conform to the conventions, including our use of music throughout the trailer. We used a piece of music that had connotation of horror and suspense, which we believe works well as the music gives clues to what the film is about. And the music we chose represented our film very well.
We also included the quick information at the end of the film that all trailers contain. We thought it'd be good to include this little section as it made the trailer seem more realistic and also gave information about our film, for example the age rating.